my microphone on. I apologize for that. For those of you who might have just been watching me move my lips with nothing coming out. All right, welcome to Athens, Georgia. Weather. We're here to talk about the weather, and so we're looking at some very strong storms right now, moving in from Alabama, Tennessee area. This is going to be a line of linear storms that's going to continue approaching our area, the woods over here in Athens, from the east and northwest. I'm sorry, from the west and northwest. And these systems will be moving across our area probably in the next 3 or so hours. Right now, there is an observed tornado on the ground in Alabama, and that system is right now just approaching Sylvania, Alabama. We've got a new tornado warning over by Arab, um, heading towards Gunterville in Alabama. So there's a very strong line of systems that is moving towards us right now. And there's some discrete supercells that are out in front of these that are a little concerning. This system up here in Georgia, over by Lafayette, this was a warned tornado just not too long ago. That system has now, that tornado warning has been lifted. I am seeing a little bit of a correlation, a CC drop, but basically tornado debris signature on the system over by long. I'm going to go to CC correlation coefficient. So there's a little bit of noise right here, which indicates that there could be like some tornado was on the ground recently or might be on the ground. There's a lot of noise on this because it's a little bit further out away from the radar site. There could be a little bit of debris kicked up right here in the system over here by Arab, heading towards Guntersville in Alabama. But again, we're somewhat far away from. Let me see if I can get a. Let's see if I can figure out how to get my. There we are. Let's see if I can get on a closer radar site. Looks like there's only 2 tornadoes right now, so let's look at this one. Okay, so I don't see much in the way of a debris signature on this system over by the Guntersville. This is radar indicated. Radar indicated. So this system right here, the one above it, over towards Sylvania, and heading towards Georgia, that one is observed with 1.25 inch hail. The system will expire in 36 minutes, providing any other changes. It's really interesting. They've got a warning on this cell over here by Arab. That's crazy. Is there a site? Oh, is there a radar site closer to this I can look at? There's got to be one. Yeah. I'd think there'd be a radar site up here in Alabama, North Alabama somewhere, but I don't see one. Um, so you can see a little bit of an inflow notch right here, assuming this is what we're looking at for the tornado. A little inflow notch right here over, actually right above Union Grove. This, again, this is radar indicated. It's not been observed yet. This is the southern storm, the northern storm. This is the one that's just crossed over Highway 35 in Section, Alabama, right below Dutton. And it looks like there's almost 2 different systems here. There's one right below Hanagar. This one's continuing to move eastward. And we'll look at the velocities again on this. So some broad rotation right here happening. But I don't see, the last time I looked, I didn't see a debris signature on this. This could still be kicking up some leaves and limbs right here. Honestly, it's just not a very big debris signature. I think this tornado is probably still in the ground. That's definitely something. And this system back over here, the southern storm over by Arab, Alabama, this is a debris signature right here. So it's very likely this is a tornado that could potentially be on the ground or close to it. It's still radar indicated. So all this is all in Alabama. It is expected that these systems will. It's expected these systems are going to to weaken a bit as they get a little later in the night. But all this is definitely moving our direction. And we'll take a look at the. We'll switch over here. Take a look at. So we'll take a look at the HRRR model right now. This composite reflectivity. And so this is showing exactly what's going on right now, where we have some storms happening over in Alabama and in northwest Georgia. It's expected this line of storms is going to build across our area into the early morning hours around 12, 1, 2 o'clock by the time it reaches Athens. Right now, we're not expecting anything in the way of tornadoes. We are in a 2% overlay for tornadoes. We have an but I just don't think that there's going to be tornadoes in our area. We should be prepared just in case, though. Okay, let's take a look and see. We have a new tornado warning. This is the cell that was warned earlier over by Lafayette. It was downgraded to a severe thunderstorm warning. It has now been upgraded back to a tornado warning. It's probably radar indicated. I don't see really much of a hook echo on this one. More likely radar indicated, and such it is. So these are some very, very strong storms that are moving into Georgia right now. Not going to lie. So we have some broad rotation right here. We're a little far away from, I keep hiding the thing. We're a little far away from the radar sites. And we'll go in here, take a look here. Yeah, we're just so far away from these dang radar sites. It's just really hard to get a good handle on all this. So, is that Peachtree? No, it's not Peachtree. I'm not sure what side I'm on right now, but Peachtree might be a better option. So this system over here by Lafayette, right here, I guess it's a pretty strong system right here. So winds around 40 miles an hour. So a little bit of rotation, not very strong. This is again radar indicated. It's not been observed. There's quite a bit of lightning. This system is just crossing over Highway 27. I feel like I just was saying that like before. This is like looks like we might have yet another tornado warning. Let's see where this one is. Okay, this must be for another Knox, Tennessee, so it's probably something up here a little further up. You can see this line of storms is just, it's producing some pretty significant weather. There's been tornadoes popping up all afternoon, honestly. So it's been pretty wild to look at. But we currently have 3 tornado warnings and 1 observed tornado on the ground in Alabama that's heading towards Georgia right now. This is moving at 35 miles an hour. So this observed tornado in Alabama right now, that's over by Sylvania. It looks like we've got another 45 minutes before it reaches Summerville over in Georgia. There's a severe thunderstorm warning here that's just newly issued over here in far eastern Alabama. So this This is pretty crazy, honestly. This is a pretty strong system right now. Is this observed yet? I wonder if this is observed now. Not radar indicated. Um, so this is a pretty intense line of storms right now over in Alabama. Let me turn off this. I don't want that anymore. So we do have a couplet just over Arab, quite a lot of lightning. We have a pretty strong rotation up here around Valley Head. And of course we still have this warned tornado, which is radar observed. Last I looked, it probably still is radar indicated and not observed. Looks like this system is heading towards Dalton right now, Dalton, Georgia. So if you happen to be in this area, make sure you get in your safe space, interior room, away from windows, lowest floor possible. Like the biggest threat I'm seeing is like basically there's a ton of hail associated with these systems. Like the system right over here in the Arab is insane. That's pretty high up. It's showing hail less than an inch. That's definitely a hail core. Pretty strong system right there. And of course we have some hail happening over here by Sylvania, for sure. Oh, this is now an observed tornado over by Sylvania with 1 1/4 inch hail. So the tornado warning is now officially observed. This is in it. This is a. I'm sorry. This is the same tornado. Got my tornadoes mixed up. This is the one in Alabama still. This one up here is still radar indicated in Georgia. There's definitely some. Well, not definitely. There's likely some hail falling right now north of Lafayette. More than likely some hail going too. So a lot of very heavy rain and some potential hail, especially the system over back in Alabama, approaching Guntersville, just passed over Arab. This one is still radar indicated tornado warning. We still have an observed tornado here that's approaching West Georgia over in the Sylvania area. There's not a lot out here. Just it's I guess the Silver Comet Trail is out there. Not even that. Silver Comet Trail is way, way, way farther south. Getting a little ahead of myself here. But there's not a lot up here. A lot of trees. But there's definitely some folks living up here too. So we still have 3 tornado warnings right now here in Alabama and Georgia. So the latest HRRR has this system staying a little more together as it approaches here in the Athens, Georgia area. And this shows it's going to be coming through in the middle of the night, around 2 o'clock in the morning. It's our favorite time to get storms, isn't it? We'll take a look at a sound reading real quick. So this is a Scooty right here. We'll take a look at some of the data. Surface Cape. Slide this over a little bit. Surface Cape is 1421. It's pretty respectable. A little bit of capping at 105, negative 105. Very low cloud layer at 390. And let's just take a look and see what's going on Radar Omega real quick. We have a new tornado warning issued for northwest Georgia. So we have two tornadoes now in northwest Georgia. More than likely, these are both radar indicated. Looks like both systems are still radar indicated. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go and take care of one thing. So both those systems in North Georgia are in fact radar indicated and not observed. radar indicated. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go and... All right. All right, so we are now looking at 4 tornado warnings in eastern Alabama and northwestern Georgia. So this line of storms that is moving in, that's been moving across Tennessee all afternoon, is producing some pretty strong storms. Right now, there's only one observed tornado, and this is a system over in eastern Alabama, over by Dalton, Savannah, and Valley Head, approaching Georgia. The system in Dalton, it looks like it's a pretty strong storm right now. This one is radar indicated. And this new tornado warning that was just issued a moment ago for the Tryon area, looks like it's just also radar indicated. So we have another radar indicated storm back over near Guntersville in Alabama, and that is heading eastward. That one looks pretty impressive. There's a lot of discrete supercells that are kind of kicking off out in front of these systems. It's pretty, not the most ideal look you want for a nice evening rain. So we're just a little broad rotation right here around Valley Head. I'm not really seeing, I think they've warned this as a potential because this was an observed tornado. It may still, in fact, be on the ground. There's a little bit of coupled right here over just west of Dalton, approaching Highway 201. It's not really super duper tight, but it's there. And our storm back over in Guntersville, this one has some broad rotation too. Looks like this tornado warning right here in Guntersville. This system's on the ground. There's a debris signature right there. This system should be, it's not observed right now, at least last I looked, so radar indicated, but it's more than likely this is a tornado on the ground right now in Alabama, over by Guntersville. And our tornado, the observed tornado here, that was over by Sylvania. Maybe there's a little bit there. I think there's more noise than it is anything else. This tornado might have been included and might be up in the air right now, which is good. A little concerned. Nah, we're good. So I don't see a debris signature on either of the tornado warnings that are in Georgia right now. There's a good amount of just general noise because we're so far away from the radar site. But even being so far away, the system over here, you can still see a debris signature right here on this one over by Guntersville. So a little harder to see these storms at night. And especially this storm right here is going to be wrapped in rain, so it's going to be kind of hard to see even with lightning around it. There's quite a bit of hail. The lightning's kind of calmed down a little bit. There's a lot of lightning on this this storm that was over Lafayette. This cell right here was tornado warned a while ago, and it got downgraded to severe thunderstorm watch warning, and then it got re-upgraded to tornado warning shortly after that. So it's kind of been ebbing and flowing. There's a lot of lightning with that. The lightning's kind of calmed down here in the last little bit. We'll take a look at the vertically integrated liquid and see. So we do have a little bit of, I wouldn't say, I don't think there's really hail here right now. Probably got some hail on this system right here. This is the observed tornado right here. Doesn't look like it's on the ground, but it's very likely there's some hail happening right now. Definitely some hail over this storm over by Guntersville. How fast is this? This doesn't look like it's moving very fast. We'll take a look and see. So this is moving east at 50 miles an hour. So it doesn't look like it's moving that fast, but. So if you're just joining in, we have 4 tornado warnings right now, 2 of which are in 2 of which are in Alabama and 2 of which are in Georgia. There's one system that's approaching Dalton right now, approaching I-75, and this system right now does not appear to be on the ground. I don't see a degree signature with this one. We are quite a bit away from the radar site, so it's a little harder to pick up on such. It would have to be pretty significantly sized debris signature for us to see it here. In contrast, the Guntersville storm right now, you can see this kind of bright blue and green right here. That means there's stuff being lifted up in the atmosphere, but it could be tree branches, leaves, could be shingles, could be lots of different things. And this system is approaching Highway 431 over in Guntersville, Alabama. There's another little bit of a debris signature right here over the system right here, approaching Highway 59. Looks like Interstate 59 in Alabama. Looks like we have a new tornado warning. Let's find out where that is. So we have a new tornado warning now issued for New Hope and Grant, heading towards Langston. And this one does appear to actually this one appears to be on the ground. I just wonder if I can get a closer radar site. So let's take a look at that. So now we have 5 tornado warnings here in Alabama and Georgia. Let's see if I can find this new one that was just issued. I don't know. I guess this is the radar. This high top is a radar site here. I just wonder if there's something better. Yeah. So there are 4 tornado warnings in Alabama and 2 in Georgia. This one up here by Dalton, it's set to expire in 30 minutes. This one over here by Tryon. We got a new tornado warning now issued. Now we have 5 tornado warnings for Alabama for western. This is northeastern Alabama. This little triangle shaped one. This was the severe thunderstorm warning, and now they've upgraded this one to a. Let's see if I can get this closer. I'm just not impressed with this radar site, this high top radar site. I'm just not. I don't know if this is like a really good one or not. I think it's really strong. Yeah, this radar site is kind of weak. It's not really picking up much that far away. I think I'm gonna go back to Peachtree, the Peachtree radar site. I think that's probably a little stronger than all these. This line of storms, it's been kicking out tornadoes and tornado warnings all afternoon. There's been some pretty cool tornado footage online today. At work, I sometimes have this stuff up on my second computer, and some pretty cool tornado stuff going on today. It just sucks it happens at night because I can't see the shit. And I was just looking at the. Let's see. Go over here and so let's see if I can move this down for a second. I'm going to take a look here at our. This is the latest HRRR. This is the 01Z run, and so this is like fresh off the presses, and it does show this line of storm sticking together as it comes into Athens, Georgia. Let's see, this is around 7Z. It's going to be around. It's around 2 to 3 o'clock in the middle of the evening, which is not ideal. So we may get rocked here in a little bit, in a couple 3-4 hours. We'll take a look at a Scooty just for shits and giggles, because I love them. I love Scooties a lot. Let's see, I don't want radar Omega. I want you. So this is a Scooty reading. This is just about the time that this squall line comes through here. Let's take a look and see if there's a new one. Okay. There's a new severe thunderstorm that's further back in Alabama. I don't care about that right now. So this is Scooty. This is for a little bit before the squall line gets here. So you can see we have a Cape value of 1200, forecast Cape around 19. It's not super duper high. A little bit of capping around, I can't tell if that's a negative 200. Let me open up my browser window for here so I can read this a little better. Capping's only at negative 100. It's a little bit of capping. LCL, cloud level is really low at 463. That's ideal. The lower you get, the easier it is for tornadoes to happen, honestly. There's a decent amount of shear, 130 surface to 1 kilometer and surface to 3 kilometers at 152. Does say shear, relative velocity, and there's a decent amount of shear. There's not a whole lot of shear, but there's enough. I think the hail parameter is only 0.7, so there's not expected there's going to be a lot of hail with this, like at least big hail. So it looks like right now the threat, from what I'm seeing here, is we're going to definitely use some straight line winds for the system as it comes through here, Athens. So we'll definitely keep an eye on this. A little more. I was just not expecting weather to be this crazy. I thought it was going to be pretty chill tonight, but it is definitely. They're definitely interesting. So we just still have a tornado warning up in far eastern Tennessee, and then we have looks like a cluster of severe thunderstorm warnings back over in Mississippi. And this whole line of storms, you can't really see it. I guess if we click on this radar site, we'll get a better picture of it. This whole line of systems is going to continue moving east and southeast, eventually coming into Georgia, into our area of Georgia in the overnight hours, which is not super ideal. I will most likely be asleep by that time. I will not be live streaming that late, more than likely. So we have a crazy amount of tornado warnings right now. We have 2 in Georgia. We have 5. Sorry, we have 4 in Alabama and 2 in Georgia. The system over by Gunnersville still radar indicated, as is the one over by New Hope. This one was observed. It's been showing observed for a while. I don't know if they. God, I wish there was a better radar site closer. There's this high top one, but I just don't know that it's. I guess it picks up this one okay. Yeah, I don't know. Not the best radar site. Don't have a lot to choose from. Okay, here comes the yawns. I'm definitely getting tired. Let's see if I can find anything else. There's just not very good radar options this far up in the North Alabama and North Georgia area. You'd think there'd be something up in Tennessee, but there's really not. We still have this got a little broad rotation around here in Dalton. I don't know if this thing is on the ground. I'd be surprised if there is a CC drop with this one, but we'll take a look and see. Tornado debris signature TDS. Oh, there is a signature on this one. This system over by Dalton is likely on the ground. So if you have friends that are in the Dalton area, this is right approaching Highway 75, coming into downtown Dalton, Georgia. This system is likely on the ground. So if you have friends up there, make sure you know that they are aware, because it's getting late at night. So if you got friends up there, if you're in that area, you happen to be watching this live stream, please make sure and get to a interior room of the lowest floor of your building and structure away from windows. if you're at a mobile home, get out and get in a ditch. So this one is set to expire in 23 minutes. This is radar indicated still, but clearly there's a debris signature on this one. I don't buy this. I think this may be fake news right here. This debris. I think this is our debris ball right here. Be surprised if they don't extend this and have a new tornado warning as the system moves across Dalton into Chatsworth. We have another cell right here that's been warned. This one is set to expire in another 22 minutes. This is now an observed tornado. This is an observed tornado. So this is actually, someone has actually spotted this. Let's take a look and see. Quarter size hail. Broadcast media confirmed tornado. All right, so we are quite a bit away from our Peachtree radar site. It's the best site I have to offer right now. We do have a CC drop right here. It's not a very strong one, so this could be like literally like picking up, tree leaves and such right here. But there's a little bit of a CC drop at right here. I mean, this system could be on the ground or was recently on the ground. This is heading towards downtown Dalton. This is actually an observed tornado right here. This system is heading towards, not even really towns, just out in the middle of nowhere over here in northwest Georgia. Heading towards eventually Highway 27, Highway 337, and south of Lafayette and north of Tryon, Georgia. Not a whole lot out there, but there's now in fact a tornado. So we did have an observed tornado here in Alabama, and now we have an observed tornado here in Georgia, northwest Georgia. This system right here over Dalton, I'll be surprised if this doesn't become observed soon. If you're just joining us, we have a whole bunch of activity going on right now in northeast Alabama and northwest Georgia. We have an observed tornado on the ground heading toward Tryon in the Pennville, Somerville area. We have a likely tornado approaching downtown Dalton right now. This is radar indicated, but there is a tornado debris signature with this. We'll take a look at our CC drop and confirm that. We have a little bit of noise right now happening with the correlation coefficient. The system could be on the ground, or it could be a funnel approaching the ground and kicking up some leaves and hopefully not trees, but there does seem to be something. This is approaching downtown Dalton, Georgia, so if you've got friends in that area, make sure they're aware. They need to be in their safe spot in their interior room of the house, the lowest floor possible, away from windows. If you're in a mobile home, a lot of mobile homes up here, like probably a good idea to like find a ditch to get into. It's the safest place. Mobile homes are not ideal for systems like this. We have 4 systems over in Alabama. This system right here, I believe, does have an observed tornado on it. This little triangular system right now heading northwest towards Somerville. We have an observed tornado here in northeast Alabama. Again, this was earlier this off over section in Sylvania and heading east over Valley Head. There was a pretty strong debris signature here on this system over by Gunnersville, but this is still showing radar indicated, so it's that debris signature is not showing up as much now. We have another radar indicated storm right around New Hope, heading toward Grant in Alabama. So this line of storms is packing a punch. It's giving us a lot to. some very, very heavy rains right now, and possibly hail over here by Dalton with this tornado warning. This system is still radar indicated. There does seem to be, could be suggesting that there could be a funnel down approaching ground. It's a little bit of a CC drop debris signature on the radar, but like not that strong. So another update. So here we see our couplet over. This is a Tryon storm. This is an observed tornado. This is observed by broadcast media. The Dalton storm right here is not observed. Have a little bit of a broad rotation right here. This system right here is a little broad rotation, but this is definitely an observed tornado. And this one is more than likely going to be wrapped in a lot of rain, so it's not going to be easy to see at nighttime anyway because it's dark outside, but because it's raining, it's even worse. So we have a new tornado warning that's been dropped over here by Valley Head in Alabama. This is an observed tornado. So we have multiple observed tornadoes here and a line stringing from back over by Section, Dutton, Paulwell, into Valleyfield, and all the way over into Tryon, into Georgia. These systems are moving east. It's pretty crazy right now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tornado warnings here in northeast Alabama and northwest Georgia. It's pretty crazy. So these systems will continue tracking eastward and southeastward. HRRR shows the latest HRRR. We'll take a look at that here in a second. HRRR shows these systems are going to persist into the evening hours. If I can come over here and show you all the latest HRRR, if I can pull it up here. I may have closed out of it. There it is. Let's see. Center this off a little bit better over here. Okay, this is the 01Z run. This is the most recent hot off the press run of the HRRR. And this shows our line of storms remaining somewhat strong into the early morning hours, 1 o'clock into 2 o'clock in the morning as the system passes over here in Athens, Georgia. There is quite a lot of cape in the air, and there's not a lot of inhibition happening right now. So if the conditions are right, we could see a tornado somewhere in all this system here. It would not surprise me to see that happen tonight. I don't think these tornadoes, if they do form, they don't look very, very strong. You know, I'm not one to sit here and say we're going to be at EF1 or EF2, but we're not looking anything super duper strong, for sure. But tornadoes, even EF1s, can really wreck stuff, and if you're not adequately prepared and you don't get to your safe space, they can result in some really bad things happening. So be sure you are weather aware tonight. So it looks like a couple of the tornado warnings have dropped off of the Alabama systems, and we have now a new tornado warning issued here for the Dalton area into Chatsworth. This is a system that I thought would be extended a little while ago. Has now been extended. We now have another just a radar indicated storm right now. It's a very strong system here passing over Dalton right now. We have an observed tornado on the ground right now, approaching Tryon and Highway, I believe this is going to be Highway 27. We'll take a look at the latest reflectivity, relative velocities. And here is our presumed tornado right now, right over the Dalton area. Some broad rotation happening right here. we're quite a bit away from the radar site. This is a radar indicator right now. It's not been confirmed. It is evening time, and this thing is going to be wrapped in a little bit of rain, so it'll be kind of hard to tell. There's a decent amount of lightning, but with it being in rain, it's going to be hard for anyone to actually confirm. This system over here in Trine, here's our couplet right here. And this has been observed with quarter inch size hail, or quarter size hail. Yeah, quarter size hail, inch hail. And we have another observed tornado over here in Valley Head. This is moving east. Last I looked, this system was moving around 50 miles an hour, which is kind of fast. Okay, this one's moving 35 miles an hour. All right, so we have now 3 tornado warnings. I believe that the earlier, this Dalton one's going to be allowed to expire here in a little bit. Don't see, there's some very broad rotation out here, but I think this one's going to be expired, and that'll leave us with this Dalton storm that's approaching Chatsworth. The system should be in the Chatsworth area in about 15 minutes. There's about 5,000 people over in Chatsworth, Georgia. A lot of farmland up there. And this couplet down here near Tryon, it's pretty tight. And it seems like it's getting a little stronger too on the last run. So we have all right, so presently we have 6 tornado warnings in northeast Alabama, northwest Georgia, North Georgia. I believe our western Dalton storm, this one right here, is going to be probably allowed to expire here any moment now. But we do still have a little bit of broad rotation here happening right up northeast Dalton. The system would have just passed over Dalton. There was a debris signature on this a little bit ago. We'll take a look and see now. There could still be some stuff being kicked up out of this one. This could be a funnel near the ground. Might be picking up some leaves and stuff. I don't know. We'll see. It is still okay. So the western Dalton one was allowed to expire. We actually have 2 tornado warnings over here. There's 3 before. So all these are just radar indicators. These have not been observed yet. This system over here by Trine has been in fact observed. And the system over here by Valley Head is also observed. This system down here approaching Menlo is also observed. We have 3 observed tornadoes heading towards Summerville, Tryon area right now in Georgia, eventually approaching Calhoun in another probably 40 or 45 minutes. We did have some severe thunderstorm warnings over here by Jasper earlier. I wonder if there's a way to get a radar site close to this. This might be as good as it gets. I wouldn't be surprised with this system over here in Alabama. This is more like north central Alabama. It's got a little bit of broad rotation here. The system over by Cordova and Dora. I'm surprised if that gets tornado warned eventually. All right, coming back over here to Georgia. This is North Georgia right now. We have a two radar indicated tornado warnings. One just came over Dalton, and another one is approaching Chatsworth right now. These systems are quite a ways away from radar sites, so it's a little bit kind of hard to tell. The system over by Tryon, all three of these tornado warnings over here, these two in northeast Alabama and then northwest Georgia, all three of these have observed tornadoes on them. These two right here are just radar indicated. Because it's so far away from a decent radar site, it's really hard to get anything here. It looks like we do have a debris signature right here, and this one over by Dalton approaching Chatsworth. It doesn't look like a very big debris signature, but you can also see this just amount of garbage and noise up here. There's a lot of garbage this is just really hard to like make heads or tails of things with this radar data. Okay, it looks like I'm actually on the high top radar. So let me go down and switch this high top. I don't have the utmost faith in that one. Let me go down and grab the Peachtree City one. We have a new tornado warning issued for the system. This was an observed tornado here off Tryon. It's heading towards Resaca in Calhoun, Georgia. This is radar indicated. The system that it came out of here, this is an observed tornado, so this is radar indicated and not observed yet. It's very messy to look at the CC drop this far out. It's just kind of hard to make tails of anything. But we do have a strong system now in the Tryon area heading towards Resaca and Calhoun. There's also a very strong system over Dalton heading towards Chatsworth. Both these are radar indicated. We don't have anything that's observed on this Dalton storm. These three systems here, the Valley Head storm, this little triangle below it, and this Triton storm, these three are observed tornadoes. The Tryon heading towards Calhoun system, this is radar indicated. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning issued for northwestern Alabama around Cedar Bluff. Looks like we have potential for some very high winds, 70-mile-an-hour winds. This system back over here is in Collinsville. This is radar indicated tornado warning here. That's a pretty strong cell right there. So these systems are going to continue drifting over towards our area of the state in the evening hours. More than likely, this system will eventually reach us here in Athens, Georgia, sometime around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It is expected that some of this is going to taper off a bit, but the latest HRRR model guidance suggests that we're still going to have some strong storms by the time the system does reach us. So this is, let me see if there's a newer one available. Excuse me. Okay, this is the 01Z run of the HRRR. And you can see here, this is around, get back out here, around midnight to 1 o'clock is when this line of storms is going to start encroaching into our area in Athens, Georgia. And just looking at a Scuti, the Scuti danger type, it says marginal tornado. We're in a 2% tornado overlay per National Weather Service, so there's a very small risk of that happening. Obviously, we can see through Radar Mega tonight that there are a ton of warned tornadoes and observed tornadoes from the system. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye. Make sure you have your phones close to you tonight, that you can get woken up if need be and get to a safe space away from exterior windows in an interior bathroom, lowest floor of your house or structure. This Scuti does show a decent amount of surface cape, 1274, not much capping. Cloud level is lower, is the lower level of the cloud layer. It's down at 378, which is very low. And the lower you get with LCL, like the easier it is for tornadoes to happen. And there's a decent amount of storm relative velocity according to this particular SCOOT. So conditions are not like super duper favorable for tornadoes. The Cape is only at 12, and forecast Cape is at 1,300 or so. It's not super duper conducive for tornadoes, but this is a look that could produce tornadoes for sure. Maybe not the strongest tornadoes, but it could produce something. So that's what the HRRR has. We'll take a look at the NAM. HRRR usually is a little more aggressive than the NAM 3K, but we'll take a look here at the NAM 3K and see what it says. So NAM 3K is kind of on the same page as the HRRR. It does show that these line of storms are going to hold together as they come into our area around 2 o'clock in the morning. We'll take a look at a SCOOT reading from the NAM 3K and see what it says. So we have less Cape. Not much in capping, a little higher cloud level, lower cloud level, 708, pretty high, respectable storm relative helicity. So again, a look that could produce a tornado later on in the evening. So make sure you have your phones and you have some way to be woken up in the middle of the night if need be and get to a safe spot. I expect that a lot of this stuff is going to taper off a bit, as we're not going to have hopefully we're not going to have that many tornado warnings on the board as we're looking at right now. By the time 1 or 2 o'clock comes around. All right, so we have a new tornado warning issued. This is for northwestern Alabama. This is a storm that's going to be in Leedsburg, approaching Cedar Hill. I really wish we had a better radar site to use, because do not have the utmost faith in this high top radar site, which we're going to look at right now. I think we're on it right now, maybe? Yeah, we're on the high top site. Maybe, oh, it's actually showing red, so high top is not even available anymore. High top is canceled. It's not happening. We'll take a look at another Alabama radar site and see if there's anything a little more interesting. I just don't see a lot right now on for this. I'm just a radar indicator. There's no way there's a tornado on this right here, but do radar indicated tornado. Let's see if I can find out where this might be. So our Dalton Chatsworth system is still radar indicated. It's a very strong system with quite a lot of lightning. There was a little bit of CC drop, but again, we're so far away from our radar sites that it's just really hard to fully trust what we're seeing on CC. This system over here, just north of Mineo, this is an observed tornado. Or, I'm sorry, I take that back. The Triton one. Okay, these are both radar indicated. This one is observed right down here. And the one over here by Valley Head was also observed. There was an observed tornado here on this Triton cell. Looks like that tornado warning has expired, and now put a new one out that's radar indicated. So hopefully that system is maybe not on the ground anymore. Just a little bit of broad rotation out here on this particular system right here. Nothing really tight. A little couplet back over here in Collinsville. And that's heading east-northeast. It's in Alabama. It does look like the couplet that was over Dalton, it's still got a little bit of strength to it, but I don't see a really strong couplet up here anymore. More broad rotation happening right now. And some broad rotation over here right above Menlo, Georgia. This was a tornado, observed tornado earlier, but is now radar indicated. Okay, we have a new tornado warning issued over in Collinsville, Alabama. That checks out. I was looking at a second ago and thought that might be the case. I was trying to figure out this Leesburg Cedar Bluff, this tornado warning right here. I couldn't quite figure out what's going on. I thought that was it, but so this Collinsville one was radar indicated. Just got issued. If we did have a tornado here in northwest Georgia, I think I'm getting my east and west conflated, and I apologize for that. It's late. It's time for bed, honestly. This is going to be where our tornado is here. This system above Menlo. If there's a tornado happening right now, that's where it's going to be. And we'll take a look at the CC drop and see if there's anything. We're just so far away from radar sites right now. It's hard. So this right here is this looks like a pretty decent CT drop. This system right here over Collinsville is heading towards Powell. Not really seeing anything else here. There could be a little bit of something here in the system here, just heading towards Tryon and south of Lafayette, but I don't think that's much. Let's say much to worry about, but like it's definitely a strong storm right now over in Tryon. And the concerning thing right now, for me, is I'm looking and kind of just projecting out as we go into the overnight hours, is there's literally no convection happening out in front of these systems. It is dry as a bone. And it is not like rain to drop out here. So there's a lot of energy still in the atmosphere for these storms to take advantage of. And I think that's why we're seeing what we're seeing right now. So like 3 tornado warnings in Georgia, and we have multiple tornado warnings in northeast Alabama. So we have a lot of energy these systems are tapping into. I'm afraid that's just going to be the way it goes the rest of this, at least for the next hour or two. I hope the system does calm down by the time it gets to us, but we shall see. We have another radar update, so we'll take a look at the velocities and see what's going on here. So we do have a little bit of a tightening on this couple above Menlo, Georgia. This is a system that's heading towards Tryon, and that's, I believe, Highway 27. And then heading towards a little bit of a broad rotation right here south of Lafayette, and that'll be this more than likely radar indicated. This one's probably still radar indicated. And our Dalton system here, one of the tornado warnings of this Dalton system is allowed to expire. We've still got another tornado warning radar indicated. I don't really see much evidence of something happening there. If it would have been right around Chatsworth. The strongest I'm seeing right now on radar is going to be down here in the Collinsville Powell area. And this system is moving eastward pretty rapidly. Some pretty good tight rotation right here. I'm getting sleepy. I would love to stay up for the next 3 or 4 hours and do this, but I just don't know if I have the energy. I have to get up and work in the morning. Oh, we got a new tornado warning. This is the severe thunderstorm warning, rather. Sorry. This is the severe thunderstorm warning for our Dalton storm, which is tornado and radar indicated tornado warning. Now this issued a severe thunderstorm warning, which checks out because I wasn't seeing a whole lot in the way of rotation up here on that storm anymore. So it's just more than likely going to be severe thunderstorm warned. This is for Chatsworth heading towards LJ. And I hope we see the tornado warning's been allowed to expire now. I hope this is what we're going to see more and more of as the night goes on. We're going to see more severe thunderstorm warnings rather than tornado warnings. I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. But there's just not a whole lot of convection happening out in front of these systems. So there's a lot of energy for them to tap into. Like I talk about CAPE, which is convective atmospheric potential energy. It's just a measurement of kind of storm fuel, of like if something could kick off, like storms could get big. Cape values around 4,000, 5,000, and you get a tornado that gets in that kind of Cape value, 4,000, 5,000. When you get your potentially dangerous situation tornadoes, really strong ones. The Cape values we're seeing here in our area for the next few hours are 1,200, 1,300. It's not zero, but it's also nowhere near these really strong PDS to tornado emergency type systems. So I'm not too terribly worried tonight, but there is enough Cape in the atmosphere, and what we see here is we have a frontal boundary that's coming through here that's allowing us the kind of the flint that ignites the Cape and allows these storms to kind of blossom as they are right now. So we shall see. I'm hoping that in time these tornado warnings are going to expire, and the system will start calming down a bit before too long. We do have a pretty decent type couple over here, right over just past over Collinsville, heading towards Powell, Alabama, and we have another couplet over here. This Tryon storm. It seems like we've had multiple different storms over here in this Valley Head Tryon area. We've had a couple of different observed tornadoes, actually 3 different observed tornadoes in the last hour and a half or so. And we have another tight couplet right here over Tryon and a little bit north of Somerville. We did have a tornado warning, several tornado warnings over in the Dalton, Chatsworth area, but those have been allowed to expire. We just have a severe thunderstorm warning now. So that's good. So let's see what we got here. So we have our Calhoun is 36 minutes. I don't think they're going to let that expire anytime soon. I think these will stay with us for a little bit. And our Powell system here, I don't think that's going to expire anytime soon either. We've got a little broad rotation up here in Valley Head, but I don't think I doubt that's an actual funnel. We could definitely see a funnel right here. We could see a funnel right here over Tryon for sure. And we are dealing with systems that are very, very long way away from our Peachtree, Atlanta radar site. So it's kind of limited what I can really look at. We definitely have some really, really heavy convection. That's probably a CC drop right there. There's probably stuff in the air right there. If we go look at the correlation coefficient. Yeah, there's a CC drop. So this right here, this tornado's on the ground right now. The system over here in Powell, Alabama, Collinsville, just passed over Collinsville. This system's definitely on the ground right now. This debris ball. Just the suggestion of a debris ball over here on this Tryon system right here. I don't know that it's actually on the ground. It could be a funnel, but it may not be a very strong one, if that. And just as we say that CC drop is gone. So whatever, if there was a funnel here, it's occluded, and that's a good sign. The debris signature that we're seeing over here in Powell, that is definitely not occluded. That debris signature is still very much evident right there, even though they were quite a ways away from that system. It's more likely a tornado on the ground right now. It's just crossed over Powell and heading towards Galesville, I guess. In Cedar Bluff, Alabama. But it does look like the system over Tryon, if there was a tornado, if there was a funnel cloud, it looks like that's occluded by now, which is great. That's exactly what I want to see. There's still some decent broad rotation happening right here for sure, but maybe there's nothing on the ground right now. So we presently have 6 tornado warnings, 3 in Georgia and 3 in Alabama. This has just been a hot spot for the last hour and a half, 2 hours. It's been pretty crazy. I'm surprised this Collinsville tornado is like this one that had the really good CC drop on. I'm surprised that hasn't been. I mean, I'm not that surprised because it's nighttime, and it's more than likely rain wrapped. So like even if you had lightning behind it, you're still not going to see the tornado. So it's pretty hard for it to actually be observed. But there are definitely a lot more storms and cells further west, and these are going to continue making their way into Georgia. I'm probably going to do a couple more rounds of radar updates, and I think I'm going to call it because I have to get up and work in the morning. And I advise everyone to make sure you have a safety plan ready to act on, and that's going to involve having your phone close to your bed. And so if you get a tornado warning, quickly get up and go to the lowest floor of your house, away from windows, interior room, bathroom, closet. I don't think that we're going to have to deal with anything super significant based on the CAPE values that I'm seeing on the HRRR and the NAM3K. It doesn't look like if their tornado was to pop off in our, by the time the system gets over here, I don't think it's hopefully not going to be that strong, or honestly that long lived. So we do still have some a little bit of coupled over here in the Collinsville-Pauldwell area, and then also over Tryon. This little area right here is just it's produced several different observed tornadoes. These are, at last look, all three radar indicated. Valley Head was observed. This Collinsville is still radar indicated, and that's still this Cedar Bluff one is still radar indicated. We have a new tornado warning issued, and let's find out where this one is. This is for DeKalb, Alabama. So this is our new tornado warning right here. Got a decent little couplet right there. This was showing a CC drop a few moments ago. CC drop means there's debris in the air. Could be leaves from trees. Could be shingles. We're also very, very far. So one of the tornado warnings here, the one over by Collinsville, was allowed to expire. Okay, that's good. We're pretty far away. So CC drops you kind of have to take them with a grain of salt at this point. But potentially we have a CC drop right there. I'm not seeing much in the way of CC drop over here in our Tryon storm either, which means that system is, if it is a funnel cloud, it's maybe not even on the ground at this point. Some broadish rotation here around Tryon, heading towards Calhoun. I hope that these systems will continue to weaken as we get further on to evening hours, so I can sleep better tonight. All right, kids, I really do need to get to bed. I have to work tomorrow morning, and I cannot be up till 2 in the morning. But make sure you have your safety plan ready to go, your phone, so notifications turn on. I believe National Weather Service, if they do issue tornado warnings, it goes out in the same, like, there's a word for it, I don't fucking know the word, but like the child abduction thing, it makes your phone, you'll be informed if there's a tornado warning in our area. I'd expect that we're probably not going to have that. We'll probably get some thunder and some heavy rain, and hopefully that'll be it. Okay, I will see you on the next stream, and be safe everyone tonight, and we'll talk to you next time.